Hello, Evan. Thanks for joining in. We're just going to wait a couple of minutes before we get going. Just wait till we get everyone checked in. We've got quite a few so far, so I'll just give it a minute or so before we get going. Thanks for joining in. I appreciate it. It's a Sunday night and you might have other things to do. Hopefully you learn plenty out of this and you really get something from it. If you could all just quickly, on the box to your right hand side, you should see a little question and answers box to your right hand side. If you could see, sorry. No worries, Susan, no stress. If you could see, if you can see me and hear me, if you could just write in the question and answers box to your right hand side a yes or no. The main thing is you hear me. That's the main one. Okay, so if I can get this. There's my dashboard. 15 people here. So I'm just trying to find the little section where I can see your answers. If you could quickly just give me a quick message that you can hear and see me, then we'll get cracking in a couple of minutes. Yes. Perfect. I can hear, not see. That's cool. No worries. Yeah, if you can, as long as you can hear. Can you see my screen? Yeah, good. So if you can't see me, if you can see the screen, that's the most important part. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, no worries. You're not missing much not seeing me anyway. Perfect. I'd actually just found the right actual bit that I've not used from the last few webinars for the question and answers bit, so I was making it all harder for myself before, so that's cool. At least I found that out. Perfect. Right. I can shift this over. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of this because it's taking up all my screen. Not exactly tech savvy, as you can see. Anyway, right. I'll time it. Right, perfect. Just after 8. Okay, we'll get cracking. So, yeah, this webinar is basically about for current members, DMIC members, and for anybody looking to know more, maybe looking to join, maybe just looking for a few bits of extra information that might give that extra 5% to go and get better results on your own, and that's perfectly cool. Yeah, as long as if you're watching tonight and you can get something out of this hour, you can learn something. Whether it's from a nutrition point of view, for its fitness point of view, whether it's mindset. If you can take something away from this and apply it to yourself, I'll be happy whether you join or not. Don't feel you need to, or that there's no obligation at all. As always, for the webinar, if you can make sure your phones are off, just so you don't get distracted really, and if you can just listen and keep them open mind, and for any newbies joining, if you could just give me a quick message, you can hear and see me, sorry, especially here. That'd be cool. We'll get on the first slide. Okay. So basically, this is the beginning is the most important part of the work, you know. What I mean by this is that basically that you understand from the start where you're at just now. So, you know, you might all be thinking just now that, you know, you just want to lose weight, you just want to tone up, you know, basic vanity things, you know, which is totally cool, but there could be something, you know, deeper that, you know, really is why you're here now. So basically I want to know where you're at, or basically throughout the whole webinar, think to yourself where you're at, how does this feel, how did it happen, you know, so how did it happen, where did it start, how did it happen, so you can kind of catch it before it starts again, if you get to that again. What happens if nothing changes and things stay the same, and, you know, what's the basic kind of emotional cost of staying where you are just now. So if you could all, I know that you're all, some of you might be, I might know some of you just now, but if I don't know you, I've not spoke to you before, if you could just give me a quick lowdown on where you're at just now and how did this happen and what you're kind of maybe trying to do just now to rectify it and what you're not sure about, that'd be good. So just a couple minutes, if you can just look at the box, your right hand side of your page, if you can just type in there just for a couple of minutes, just so you can, you know, get a better understanding of where you're at. That'll be cool. Thanks. Perfect. Okay, cool. And yeah, I won't name any names, sorry, on this webinar. You know, if I do read any answers out, you'll be purely anonymous, you know, completely anonymous. I'm not going to embarrass you or try and show anybody the app. You know, it's just, if somebody else is watching and they might feel the same way, but they're maybe weren't too sure about it, or maybe a penny dropped and they're like, yeah, that could be me too. It's basically, so yeah, pretty much you can get a kick out of that. So that's right. Yeah, pretty much. Right, perfect. Osteoarthritis and used to run job, but I've had a hip surgery and not mobile for 6 months now. Started peeling weight due to lack of mobility and joint pain. Yep, cool. Know where you're at. I've dealt with that sort of thing before. It's a hard bit to get out of as well when you've been that long without not doing anything. You know, it's a vicious cycle you get in. I completely understand. But that's cool. So as I said at the start, before I get going, in case any get, you know, I don't want you to think, you know, frightening us by offering the chance to join DMIC and sign up for next year. This is not what it's all about here. I will do it at the end, but it's not what this is all about. As I said, it's more for you to get something out of it yourself. If you feel the need to help, then you sign up. That's perfect. That's it. I'll just get that out now, so you don't get, you know, you're not surprised when it comes about, and you're not just trying to think I'm going to pitch to you or try to sell it to you the whole time. It's not about that at all. Right. I'll go to the next slide. Try and get this moving a wee bit. I'm going a bit sideways here so far. So who am I to kind of be telling you all this just now? Well, I'm guessing that most of you are your account clients, or you're on my email list, so you've kind of got a kind of grasp of what I do, and especially in the last like 10 weeks or so, what I've been doing to especially ladies, in order for them to get better results than they ever had, and really a different way of going about it, you know. And it says these results are proven. I'm not going to whip pictures up tonight of like before and afters of ladies, because we got them after about 4 weeks. I'm sure a lot of the ladies on this webinar, even just now, can vouch for that they, after even 4 weeks, they saw great results. And they said, yeah, maybe now they just need a kick up the arse. And so what we've seen so far is a wide range of results, not just from, basic weight loss. We've had up to 2 stone shifted in 10 weeks. We've had 2-3 dress sizes going down. We've had a lady that's gone from being on medication to not being on medication, which is huge. It's even bigger, actually. And basically building a better relationship with food and not feeling that they have to starve themselves and restrict themselves from eating in order to get results, and realise that you don't have to run every day, do classes every day, go jogging every day in order to get results. It's not about that. These ladies in the group work have never run once. That's a fact. In 10 weeks, they've never run once. And I said that at the start, you didn't need to do it, and I'll say it again. I mean, I do it. I'm not saying don't run. But I'm just saying the way I've gone about it so far, it's not been about that. So yeah, we've had a wide range of testimonials, so to speak, and yeah, I'm proud of it, and I'm proud of the ladies that have done it. So, and just to basically show it works. What I'm going to tell you in the next 45 minutes, it does work. I'm not bullshitting you the whole way through this. I wouldn't do that. So on the next slide, it's basically say I know where you're at. It says being a trainer for the last few years, you encounter a lot of problems, and I'm not saying that I am female and I've been through these problems, because that's obvious. It's not true. I'm not saying it from that point of view, but I get it in respect of that. I've dealt with similar problems. I know what it's like, especially working with females in the past, the past 2 years really. 75% of work's been with females, so I kind of get the major problems and get how the best to get over them. And sometimes it can be firm, but fair, or sometimes it can be backing off a little, and letting the ladies see for themselves where they're going wrong, so they can again catch it before they do it again, so they don't keep making the same mistakes over and over. Like for instance, if you've been in a process before where you've been a yo-yo dieter, a gimmicky sort of dieter, looking for the magic pill, always looking for results yesterday, so to speak, then I don't want you. After this, I don't want you going through that process again. So after this, I want you the penny to kind of drop and think, oh, I didn't need to eat like that. I didn't need to exercise to that extremes. I didn't need to diet to that extremes. I didn't need to restrict my body. I didn't need to count calories, count points, or anything like that. Nothing like that. Where you feel angry about it, angry at other people that are in shape and don't work as hard as you, aren't bothered but still stay in shape, or you're frustrated, confused, don't know where to start, you've tried everything, frustrated, feel kind of a bit stuck in a rut just now. These are all emotions that are normal, even kids are a huge one. If you've got kids, I know this speaking myself because my wife just fell pregnant about a month ago, and it completely changed your outlook in life. So if you do have kids, then you need to be your absolute maximum, kind of be at the best state for them, be a role model for them. So it's teach them good habits, having enough energy to play them and want to play, to play with them. Your future, you don't want to be ill and, catch diseases, stuff like that in the future where you could be preventing them. And a lot of ladies on this probably suffer from that kind of mindset, and the mindset, start next Monday kind of mindset, or this time of year, probably start next year. Whereas I'd rather you start after this webinar now, so you can catch, you don't give yourself as much work at the start of next year. You can start now. Yeah, you're not gonna lose stone after stone in the next 3 weeks, but you can set yourself good habits now, so it doesn't seem a whole lot harder when you get going in 2015. You might even be feeling less attractive, less confident in front of friends. And then that's another big one, because even when you're shopping for clothes, you maybe before you had kids, maybe you were shopping for clothes you liked, whereas now you shop for stuff you more feel comfortable in. It's more baggier, darker clothes. So these are all, don't think you're alone suffering from these emotions. You know, these are emotions that are completely normal. I've seen before, I've rectified before, you know, and from what I teach you coming up, it will help. You know, it's you know, you just got to kind of throw yourself into it, take action, throw yourself into it and go for it. Because nothing's stopping you. You're not a special case. You know, you can do it. So yeah, just believe the whole way through. You've got to just get on with it. But I do get it. That's what I'm trying to say. So I'm going to start off with basically stuff you probably know and stuff I probably could tell you all now, but you probably know it already. You know, what I'm going to tell you in this webinar is stuff it's information. Some of it won't be information, but some of it will be information. This is the kind of information stage of it. Stuff I went through before, like the emotional side of it, and the real kind of, you know, where you're at, when did it start, what's the emotional cost of staying there, what will happen if you don't change now, where will you be in a year's time if you don't change now. That sort of side of it is different to what I'm going to tell you now. That's probably more important, that side of it. This side of it now is the stuff you more hear about daily in media, you know, food, you know, your nutrition, what you should drink, what you should be eating, how you should work out, maybe sleep and stress, not so much. But these are the three main tools that can take you from kind of pain to gain. This is the main sort of kind of carrier, but these are three tools that come along with it. Sleep and stress management are huge, right? If you're on my email list, you've probably got the report, which is kind of, it's a bit, you know, reading it it's quite easy, but it's quite hard to implement. And nobody can change anything I tell you here apart from you. I can help, but it's going to be you that either takes action or doesn't. You know, that's fact. So managing your stress levels is massive. If you've got kids, if you've got a busy job, and you're constantly stressed and your cortisol levels up, your cortisol levels are basically your stress hormone. Your cortisol is your stress hormone. If that's up, if that's sky high all the time, it doesn't matter what you're eating, it doesn't matter how much exercise you're doing. In fact, too much exercise can have a bad effect on that, but we'll go on that later. But basically, if you're in too much day in, day out, you know, you're burning the candle at both ends, you're eating poor foods, you're exercising a lot, you know, you're on the go a lot, your sleep's low, kids are stressing you out, you've got a lot of pressure at work, then if you don't manage this, it's only going to get 10 times worse. You know, you only get to put on more and more weight. You're not going to look after yourself. You're not going to put yourself first. You're putting your job first. You're putting your kids first. Putting your kids first is completely normal, by the way. Totally understand that. But sometimes you've just got to put yourself first. Segment time for you, and that's your time. Whether it's to make sure you get 7-8 hours sleep, whether it's to make sure you get your class one night and get to your gym an hour a night, or to make sure you go for a walk every morning before you get to work. You know, set yourself that time. If you don't invest in yourself, nobody else will. You know, as soon as you don't invest in yourself, you're taking everyone else's problems on, and there's going to be more and more weight on your shoulders, and literally putting more and more weight on, and you getting further and further away from where you were before or where you want to go. Okay, so sleep, yeah, you're looking for sleep 7-8 hours a night, deep sleep if possible. You know, you don't want to be tossing and turning, waking up all the time. So get better sleep. You need to improve your serotonin levels, and this is gibberish, I know, probably sounds like, but what this means is your diet needs to be good, which we'll go into next, and you basically need to relax yourself before you go to sleep. If you're going to sleep, sake of argument's sake, from my point of view, being self-employed, if I'm thinking about things from a business point of view, or from a work point of view, or football, which I play football, so if I worry about these things, or get ideas and thinking all the time before I go to bed, then I'll never get sleep. You know, so that's what that's my sort of downfall. It might be you watch too much, you know, TV before sleep. Even that can be quite relaxing actually, because if you're watching something that's quite mind numbing, then it can make you switch off. So those are some tips to get better sleep. Switch off, dim your lights before you go to sleep. Do something that's mind numbing where it's, even you could be reading an audiobook, you could just read itself, go for a bath before you go to bed. Even you get these breathing apps now in Apple devices. You get these breathing apps that basically control your breathing before you go to sleep, so you're not breathing really heavy, your heart rate's not really high. So it'll tell you when the lungs kind of fill and come down at your kind of rate what it should be. So you kind of need to be on pace with your lungs, if you get what I mean. Something like that can be good. And stress, basically, as I said before, set yourself time, look after yourself. You deserve it. You've put others first for too long. It's time for you to take control now. Okay? And going into nutrition side of it is probably stuff you hear all the time. This is good for you, or that gives you cancer. The next thing, something else gives you cancer, like yolks and eggs or red meat, rubbish, right? Nutrition, people try and overcomplicate nutrition, okay? Sorry, I think I've lost my audio. It's telling me I've lost my audio. Can everyone still hear me, by the way? If you could just write in the box. Sorry, I just lost connection there, everyone. I see some people have gone from the webinar. My internet connection just went really weak there. It said my audio gone, so I'm sorry about that. Nothing I could have done about it. Is everyone still able to hear me? Perfect. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for the reply. Perfect. You're just panicking there. Put all this work in the webinar and for your internet connection to go, it wouldn't have been good. That's perfect. As long as you all hear me right, I'll get cracking with where we were. I see somebody else is gone, but hopefully they sign back in. You're probably all thinking it was your connection, but it was mine. And my sound went, so sorry about that. So yeah, going back to nutrition. I'll get the slides back. So your nutrition is overcomplicated. So basically what I try and do is make it as less complicated as possible. That's where we were, okay? So starting with fluids, what all the ladies have been doing so far is been aiming to drink 3 litres of water a day. That might seem huge, it might seem way off what you're doing just now, and even I struggle to get that 3 litres of water in a day. But I notice if I don't do it, this can improve your skin. It's huge for your skin. It's huge for you switched on upstairs. From a work point of view, especially. So water is massive. So no diluting juices, no fizzy drinks. Caffeine doesn't count. Your tea doesn't count, but things like herbal teas are good as well. Herbal teas do count. Water counts. So if you can get your 3 litres from water, herbal teas, green tea, ginger teas, peppermint teas, flavour your own teas, things like that, that's brilliant. That's how to hydrate yourself, and that's how much you should be drinking in order to hydrate your body. Especially even, if you're not drinking enough and you're exercising at the same time, losing body fluid, then you really need to think about supplementing that as well. So that from a fluid point of view, that's what we're looking at. Where was I? Yeah, food. Food's basically a case of eliminating foods that you don't need. Your body doesn't need, your body can't digest. If your body can't digest them, where do they go? They go nowhere. They get stuck inside you, they turn into fat, you gain weight, in the story. So the foods you need to keep looking at eradicating are foods that are processed, wheat-based foods, things like that. So what we're looking at is anything, basically anything I deem as clean is anything that's natural, you know. So the most important thing I think though as well is to keep notice is that you're not going to be 100% spot on all the time. The ladies that have been doing this, doing the food diaries for 10 weeks, haven't been good for 10 weeks but still got results. They've been good for the majority of the time, so 80-90% of the time. But you know, you're going to socialise with friends, you're going to, like from my point of view, I'm going to go for a few beers with mates. I'm going to go out for a meal with my wife sometimes. You know, it's going to happen. You know, you need to work in as well as work out. From work in, I mean, like, you know, from a social point of view, from a mental point of view, look after yourself, because if you go full at it too much, it'll go, you know. So that'd be kind of, it probably would be termed as like kind of burn the candle at both ends as well. You know, exercising all the time, as I said, eating too clean, eating too, you know, restricting yourself too much, depriving yourself of the foods you like. You know, you're going to go back to, if you deprive yourself too much, you'll get to the point where you hit a brick wall, you'll plateau, you know, and you'll be wondering why you're going nowhere, you know, and you'll get stressed, which is obviously not good as well. Checking scales every day. Scales are a no-no, by the way. For anybody that's in DMIC just now, nobody weighs himself. You know, so measurements are done, but never through scales. If you want to check it themselves, I'm not going to stop you, but I'd advise you don't. Well, don't do it every day. Don't do it every week, because it's not necessary. Your 3 meals should consist of plenty of green vegetables, plenty of protein. So you're looking at greens, protein, and your 3 meals a day. What I even got some ladies doing in DMIC, because I know for especially ladies that are away at work early or have got kids early in the morning, they struggle to make time to actually eat something, sit down and eat and prepare and cook something, you know. You probably all resonate with this, you probably know where I'm at. I know what you mean as well. Sometimes I wake up really late and I wish I prepared a smoothie, which I'm going to talk about. So what I actually got ladies doing was making up like smoothies the night before, just popping in loads of greens, spinach, kale, cucumber, even beetroot, things like that, mixing it with water, apple juice not from concentrate, fruits like berries, what else, avocados, things like that, you know, nutritious food, not all just fruit, because it's all fruit, you know, it's just sugar in your body. So what they were looking at doing was 3 meals a day. So if you could eat breakfast, and fair enough, stuff like eggs, fish, eggs, porridge, total Greek yogurt, fruit, your smoothies, you know, even meals you've had from the night before, stuff like that. I've even got new recipes which I'll go into later for next year, which I haven't actually got handy, but I'll try and dig them out and show you which ones I'm going to be giving you in the new year and which ones we've got now. Ladies, even for lunch and dinner, it's not foods that you're going to, it's nutritious food, it's not bird food. So stuff like stews, curries, chili con carne, bolognese, carbohydrates in the form of sweet potatoes, basmati rice, avoiding bread and pasta really. You know, I'm not saying never eat bread and pasta, but it's got inflaming inside because it's wheat based. So look to avoid breads, pastas, couscous even, and replace with stuff like quinoa, as I said, potato, sweet potato, basmati rice, jasmine rice, things like that. Where else was that? So we covered carbs, plenty of greens, loads of greens. So where it's in a smoothie, or where you cook it with your meal, or even wilt it with your meal. So things like spinach, kale, broccoli, asparagus, all good. I'm not saying other vegetables aren't bad, but greens are the best, especially spinach, kale, leafy greens like that. Get them into as much as you can. Really 4 or 5 portions of greens a day you should be looking at. But I said you can incorporate these in meals that you normally have. You're just cutting out things here and there and adding a few bit more, bits of goodness, so to speak. It sounds a bit kind of gimmicky, but it's true. And proteins is important as well. So proteins every meal, like nuts, total Greek yogurt, fish, white meat, so chicken, turkey, red meat, steak, mince, steak mince, things like that. Yeah, basically getting plenty of proteins in every meal. So even breakfast, as I said before, even getting your fish in or something from the night before, or Greek yogurt in the morning. If you're getting protein, what this is going to do is keep you fuller for longer, and basically that's what you want. You don't want to be going to work. So take you through an average day of an average lady that I started with. Gets up in the morning. Head's going at a million miles an hour because they've got kids and they're trying to get them ready for school, or they're trying to get themselves ready for work because they've stayed in bed too long because they've got no energy. Go to work, get to about 9, 10 o'clock, realise they're starving and can't stay awake, so they'll fill themselves on stuff like caffeine to keep themselves going, which is never going to happen. Maybe have a cereal bar, a bit of toast, a wee bit of cereal or something like that, something that's convenient and it's quick. Get to lunchtime, bagels, sandwiches, more coffee, lattes, tea, biscuits, sugar and caffeine to keep yourself going. You're starving by the time you get home from work. You can't be bothered going to the gym or going to class because you've got no energy. You go home and you basically make a really carby meal, something filled with pasta, rice, stuff like that. And after your meal, you basically raid the cupboards. You'll eat anything in sight. You'll basically eat emotionally, so sedate yourself in the food. So basically the food would be a kind of getaway and a comfort, if you know what I mean. You probably all know where I'm coming from. Everyone's been there. I do it with chocolate. Chocolate's my biggie. I cannot resist chocolate, and I feel stressed. There's chocolate in the house, I will finish it fat. So basically fluids, 3 meals a day, 3 litres a day, sorry. 3 meals a day of fluids. 3 litres a day of fluids, where it comes to your herbal teas, water. 3 meals a day, breakfast, lunch, dinner, simple. Normal meals, there's cutting things out, adding more bits on. Loads of greens, proteins every meal, and carbohydrates when necessary. You won't need big amounts of carbohydrates every day. Or maybe at this time of year you do need them more because it's colder. Your body sometimes needs that more when it's darker mornings, darker nights. Your body sometimes craves that kind of food more, so that's not a problem. But being sensible with it, cutting sugar out, cutting processed foods out, cutting out wheat, limiting like lactose from your milk, poor quality yogurts, things like that. I'm not saying don't drink milk, but your body doesn't need it. Your body doesn't need that every day. Your body doesn't need wheat every day. Processed foods aren't going to go anywhere. Alcohol, limit alcohol. If you're drinking wine every night, you're not going to get results. But if you're having, a couple of glasses, at the weekend, on a Saturday and Sunday, not getting, hammered every weekend, but enjoying it for the social aspect and enjoying it because you like it, not because you're kind of trying to forget the week before, which is what a lot of people do, is they'll drink at the weekend, eat and eat and eat, to basically make them forget about the week before, and then it comes right to Monday again, and it's full steam ahead again, and you feel 10 times worse, and you wake up Monday morning, you can't get out of bed. Vicious cycle. It's what a lot of you said in the comments box so far. It is a vicious cycle. So if you could quickly, I'm just going to take a couple of minutes to get a drink because my mouth's going really dry, and then we'll go into the fitness side of it. If you could quickly give me, like, if I've said something there, it's like, oh, that's me. What is it? What do you find toughest about eating well and getting a structure to your day, where it's stress, sleep, or nutrition? If you quickly give me a couple of answers, that'd be great, just for a couple of minutes. Thank you. In terms of cheese, is it a healthy option? Cheese is just one of those foods you've got to take probably in moderation. A good quality cheese in moderation, isn't going to do you much harm. What your body needs is like fats as well. Your body actually needs like fat. It's not fat in the sense of the word you eat lard, but you know what I mean. But healthy fats like avocado, even some cheeses like mozzarella, good quality cheese like my favourite is probably brie and mozzarella. I like them, or the Mexicana cheese you get at Tesco's, from like having with tortilla wraps or something like that. I think that's amazing. But cheese isn't bad, but just limit it. I wouldn't have it every day. I wouldn't have it every meal, but just enjoy it. Yeah, don't eradicate it, just enjoy it when you do have it. Hope that answers it okay. Definitely get nowhere near 7-8 hours a day of sleep. I wake up at least 2-3 times a night. Yeah, so sleep's one you've got to kind of set yourself where a lot of deep sleep comes from probably diet, hydration, diet, and your stress through the day. So kind of again, I said switch off before you go to sleep. I said dim lights, do something that makes you relax. And I know some nights you do wake up, that's normal. But yeah, just try and work at that. Try and switch off before you go to sleep, and try and just keep working it. Even at 6 hours, you start this week with 6 hours a night, then for a month, then you go up to 7 hours. And 8 hours. I'm not saying you're going to go 8 hours sleep at night every night, starting from this week. What else am I? What's the best fruit to choose? Best fruits: strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, raspberries. Basically berries. Berries are the best fruits because they're high in fibre, so they'll keep you fuller for longer, and they're not so high in sugar. I mean, I'm not saying bananas, apples, things that are bad for you. Definitely keep them in your diet, but just don't have them as much. Definitely have more fruit to have more veg to fruit ratio. I said in my ideal day, I'd probably have 4 or 5 portions of leafy greens a day, like spinach and kale, and maybe a couple portions of fruit, maybe a banana and an apple, something like that, or berries if I'm having a smoothie or something like that. That answers your question. Wraps really, wraps in moderation. Wraps is a treat night. Tortillas. Struggle to drink water at all. Never mind 3 litres. Try to drink lots of peppermint tea to make up for deficit. Is that okay? It's okay, yeah. But I suppose it's probably harder to kind of track what you're drinking. I suppose that would be the difficult side of it. So maybe even if you try and get a 1.5 litre bottle of water and work your way through that in a day and supplement yourself and teas in between, you could be getting close. Most celebrations, birthdays, anniversaries usually mean meals out. Just learn to choose the correct thing for the menu. As I say, you can still social. Perfectly normal. If I was to say don't go out and don't drink and don't eat what you want, I'd be an idiot. That's true because everyone does it. If you hear other personal trainers or other people that say they keep themselves fit and they say they never drink and never eat crap, they're lying. Okay, they're lying. It's a fact. They're just trying to make out they're perfect when nobody's perfect. So just enjoy the show when they're there. Even if you do want to make better choices, then brilliant. But you can still. I eat out quite a lot, and you obviously don't always know what they're cooking it with, but you can always make better choices than others. Stress is my problem, and spending more time to fix the problem than stressing me means less time for me. A never-ending circle. Yeah. So stress. Put yourself first. Think. The thing I find really difficult. I'm going to try and relate these all back to me, by the way, because it kind of shows I know where you're coming from. I'm not trying to do it to big myself up with that, but stress for me was what I used to do in the morning. First thing in the morning was I would wake up first thing in the morning, check my emails, check Facebook, things like that. So you'd be reading other people's problems or reading emails. If you get a bad email, say I got an email saying from somebody that try to dig me out or saying there was a problem with something, or just something that really got in the way. That stressed me so the moment I woke up, I was stressed like that. So what I tried to do to stop that was don't look at anything until after I'd gone for a walk first thing in the morning, or gone for a run or exercised or made my breakfast, chilled out for 20 minutes, So basically invest in yourself first thing in the morning when you get up to try and help your stress levels. So if you wake up in the morning and all you're taking on is unloading other people's problems or unloading more problems on yourself, that weight is going to come onto you and it's never going to go away unless you find a way to kind of cut it off before it starts, if you know what I mean. I'm now finding the eating hard at the moment. I've been missing breakfast quite a lot because I'm sleeping in. I also find it hard not to stack in rubbish. This is where you need a kick up the arse. Okay? You know you can do it. because you've put in the food diaries before, you can be good. Being good whilst you're still enjoying a good social life. You know, I'm not saying you can't be good, restrict yourself. You can be good. You've got good results from doing this. So why are you not doing it now? That's what I'd ask. Okay. So basically, you just need to give yourself a little jolt, you know, and realize that you're shelling yourself out, you know, because you know you can do it and you're not doing it just now. And a lot of people can use excuses like this time of year, or you know, there's more opportunities to snack and garbage, which is just true, I know. But you know, you've got to really do what other people won't do. So if people are offering you food at work, offering you like chocolates, or offering you, you know, come out for a few drinks after work every night, you know, if you want to get results, you've got to always think that you've got to be different from everyone else. Not every day, but most days. Because the reason most people you know are in shape is not through lack, it's because they've got good habits. It's because they don't drink all the time, they don't eat crap all the time. They make time for themselves to exercise, they make sure they get it in because they know it makes themselves feel better. And not so much make themselves feel better, but makes everyone else better. It makes family life better, makes work life better, because they're making sure they get the exercise in. Again, it comes back to looking after yourself. And don't listen to other people say, as I said before in one of the videos last week, if other people are saying to you, no, you're doing too much, you don't need to eat that, you know, oh, this is what I did to lose weight, you know, 20 years ago. It's rubbish, you know. All they want is to make themselves feel better, and for you to stay the same as them, you know, to keep putting on weight, things like that, because it makes them feel better, because they know they can't get themselves out of the rat they're in just now, so they need to drag you in. It sounds quite harsh, but it's true. I see it a lot, you know. It's not that those people aren't your friends, it might even be family, but they're doing it without even thinking, subconsciously, you know. Sorry, I think I just lost you there again. This audio connection's doing my head in. Getting back to the questions, I find it hard to get enthusiastic about exercising when it's pitch black outside by the time I get home and it's cold. Can you exercise before work? Can you exercise on weekends? Can you do something indoor after work? Which might, so what I say later might help. So there's always ways around it. But you know, it's again, you've got to be different to everyone else. If you want to get good results and change, lose weight, tone up, and everything else that comes with it, you've got to be different, a bit different. I'm not saying radically, but you know, just setting yourself up. If I know some people I take just now prefer the early morning classes because it gets them out of the way early doors. Some people prefer the after work ones because they can't be arsed in the morning. Are there any cereals that are okay for breakfast? Wait a minute, 2 seconds, I've got a bit ahead of myself here. Being organised is my problem if I don't think my food goes wrong. Yeah, organisation. Preparation is key. Fail to prepare to fail. Plus not having anyone to exercise with, so there's not an additional incentive to turn up. Yeah, completely true. Association is big, and I'll go on that later. Being with like-minded people can always help. Can you use milk to make porridge each morning? Yeah, totally. I said I'm not saying don't eat milk, but I wouldn't say eat porridge every day. It's just been like sensible with it, you know, not having the same foods every day, mixing it up. It's important to eat variety of your diets, is variety of fitness, which we'll go into later. Are there any cereals that are okay for breakfast? Cereals aren't great, to be honest. There's going to be one, I think, actually, in my New Year recipes. It'll be homemade muesli, which is, it's made decent. You know, it's made okay, but it's the closer I get with porridge. You know, stuff like Special K's and your bran flakes, things like that. Your mueslis you buy from the shop, or granola, things like that. You know, they're gimmicky health foods. They're fake health foods. Foods that are, you know, pumped full of marketing and pumped full of sugar as well. They're marketed to be good for you when they're not, to be honest with Tell it to imagine the water is wine. It worked for me. I'm now wateraholic. That's it. So imagine you're drinking wine instead of water. That's a good tip. I find that I always tend to eat my dinner quite late. Does that matter? No, it doesn't matter. As long as it's regular your pattern, it shouldn't matter when you eat. You hear people saying a lot that you shouldn't eat carbs after 6 p.m. and things like that. And if you eat too late, it'll turn into fat overnight. It's a complete and utter myth. Caffeine-free coffee, okay. Can't quite cut it out completely. If you're drinking a lot of coffee, say you're at 5 cups a day just now, try and go down to 3 cups a day for the next couple of weeks, and then try and go 2 cups a day, then 1, then work at it and gradually incorporate herbal teas. Caffeine-free coffee, again, it's kind of like gluten-free pasta. It's one of those ones you can't really polish. You know what I was going to say. I struggle when I'm out on the road. Service stations don't cater for health people. Lunch is the hardest. Yeah, know you're that. I was in Newcastle last week, as you probably all know, and trying to get food on the go was murder. I was eating like protein bars, and they're not great. They filled me up, but they aren't great. You mostly get offered wraps, sandwiches, things like that. It's tough. I normally go for sushi if I'm on the road, but even the sushi you get and stuff like that in places like that, like M&S and things like that, isn't as good as the real thing. So again, it comes out of preparation. I bet it's always harder. So if you know you're going to be on the road for a long time, one day have a big breakfast, and then have your dinner at night after that. So maybe get more calories in the morning before you go. Then drink a lot of fluids. Maybe take some snacks away like nuts and fruit and things like that. A smoothie maybe, so you're on the go. Perfect. Yeah. Sorry. I seen just in the comments that I was lost again. But so hopefully that doesn't happen again for the webinar. I'm gonna get cracking again. Got a bit sidetracked there again. So fitness. Last part of nutrition, sorry. What also I had the ladies doing was having a greens powder every day, which is called lean greens. You don't have to have lean greens, but a good greens powder is good because you'll get greens in that powder that you find very difficult to get at food. Things like wheatgrass, things like that, spiranula. These foods are difficult to get in your diet. So if you can supplement on top of your greens, not instead of your greens, if you can get 1 scoop of greens powder a day, if you're having it with water or stick it in your smoothie, that was good. I had the ladies doing that and it worked a treat. It worked really well. It helped their bodies become more alkaline. So what happens when you wake up in the morning is your body's really acidic when you wake up. What most people do when they wake up in the morning is either don't have breakfast, or they have stuff like fruit juices, tea, coffee, cereal, toast, which only makes your body more acidic. But what you want to do when you wake up is kind of go back to an alkaline state. And what happens when you eat greens, it brings a more alkaline state to your body. So that's why I had the ladies doing that. And what I also had them doing was having 3 cod liver oil capsules per meal after each meal. This might sound radical, a bit drastic, and they probably don't need to have that much now. They could probably cut back a wee bit. But what it is people don't get enough omega-3 in their diet. Even if people eat fish, I know a lot of people don't like fish, so if you don't like fish, you don't eat fish, get omega-3 in your diet, or try to start eating fish. So I had them having 3 capsules a day after each meal, 9 capsules a day, for probably about 8 weeks, and what this does is really helps your skin and burns body fat. It doesn't burn body fat on its own essentially, but it helps along with everything else. These are all just tools in the whole package. Going out to fitness. Fitness basically, as I said before, you don't need to run every day to get fit. You don't need to be in the cross trainer, be in the walker, be on the bike for an hour a day in the gym, because that is the most boring thing I could ever think of. I've tried it before myself. I could never keep that up. What I'm trying to do with my exercises is add as much variety as I can. So most of the stuff I've done just now with the ladies is a lot of bodyweight stuff. So a little bit of weighted work here and there. But as I'll go into just now, I might as well say it now, is in the new year, what I'm looking to do with DMIC is add more equipment in, stuff like battle ropes, boxing, more weighted stuff, add more variety to workouts, because they've done a lot of bodyweight stuff, which is important. That'll continue, but just adding more variety. So variety is key. I'm not saying don't run, but you don't need to run every day. So if you enjoy running, I'm not saying don't run. Just don't. If you hate running, don't do it. You don't need to do it. Bodyweight stuff like squats, lunges, we're doing a lot of that. a lot of upper body core work, a lot of weights. Women need weights. A lot of women think that weights will make you, you know, big and bulky and hairy, which they won't. They will increase your testosterone, but ladies need increased testosterone because they don't have enough in their body. You know, women are really high in estrogen levels and low in testosterone. And what happens with this is you get a lot of fat built around the midsection. That's what happens when your testosterone is really low. So as well as your food, this can be help you exercise, doing more weighted work. That's why I do that with ladies. But yeah, as an example, I keep relating back to this lady. She's actually a personal training client of mine. She was running. I think she was running for. I'll put it this way: she was, to start with, she was restricting herself on calories. You know, she was having maybe 2 meals a day, 3 tops. They were really small meals, not getting enough calories in her body. Exercise-wise, she was doing probably about 9 hours a week worth of exercise, running, classes at the gym, body pump, spinning, running, walking. You know, probably 9 hours worth of exercise a week. Whereas what she's doing now is 9 hours a month, and she's eating more. So she's exercising less, she's eating more, and she's dropped 2 dress sizes. She's gotten, her kids are about 20 years old, and she's about nearly 50, and she has just gotten a dress now that she was actually had before she had her first child. So again, proof's in the pudding there. You don't need to do more and eat less. You hear that all the time. Do more, eat less. Do more, eat less. Rubbish. Complete myth. Complete and utter myth. Just like, oh, I'll burn that off tomorrow. I'll work this, you know, pizza off tomorrow. No. If you walk on a cross trainer or go on a cross trainer for an hour and it says 1,000 calories, that doesn't mean that pizza's gone. Which goes back to the digestion side of the things. So, moving on again. Where are my slides going? Yeah. So, I'm just going to talking about, I've mentioned how this whole thing works a wee bit so far. I've mentioned a lot of ladies on the call tonight from DMIC. And I'd say all of them have seen some sort of results in some aspects. Some have seen better results than others. Some have seen different results than others. But I'm sure they could all vouch that they've seen great results. And basically what they're doing is 3 sessions a week. Some are even doing 2 a week because of kids, because of work, and that's working still. So 2 minimum, 3 maximum sessions a week. Doing stuff like walking, even maybe 1 hour exercise class, plenty of walking in their spare time when they're not at the classes, eating their 3 meals a day, drinking their 3 litres of fluid a day, taking their greens drinks and their supplementation of cod liver oil, omega-3. This is what they've been basically doing for 10 weeks, and this is how they've got the results basically. So how this basically works is these groups are all women, so all shapes, you know, all ages. Ladies starting at different fitness levels. So ladies have started from no fitness, not doing anything for years, you know, to getting fit in 10 weeks. So if you're saying to yourself just now, I can't do that because I've not exercised in so long, it's rubbish. You can do it because I've seen it already. I've seen it before, I've seen it already. What you're telling yourself is a story to talk yourself out of it. And again, you have to it's only you can do this. It's what I say to them all, you know, no excuse making, only action taking. Sounds a bit kind of pie in the sky, but it's true. If you're always looking at my excuses, you'll only get away you getting results. So it's exclusively for women. It's all like-minded ladies, you know, suffering from the same problems day in, day out. You know, they all get a bit of crack, all get a bit of banter, a gossip. They do their work, they get a laugh, they go home, they feel better for it after. They might feel, you know, shit before they come, especially with the 7 AM clients, you know who you are. And you might not be bored going after work, you know, but it's done for a reason. Everything's done for a reason. It's a package put together basically to help ladies like you get better results than you can have, you know, basically in 3 months compared to the last 3 years. And that's no joke. If you've not been doing it for the last 3 years, you will. It's basically, it's not another I don't really like calling it a class, because calling it a class sounds kind of, you know, you turn up and you do it and you go home and you see you next week. It's not that at all. It's not even personal training. It's probably better than personal training, to be honest, because you touch base more often. You know, a lot of personal training clients go maybe once, twice a week, whereas now you can go 3 times a week. So if you're personal training or going to a class or going to a circuit class or going to a boot camp every Monday, and you don't go to the next Monday, then what do you do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, then the weekend? You forget about being good. Whereas with this, you touch base Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, or Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Thursday, depending on what classes you want to do, what time suit. You touch base more often, it's in your head more often, you get to talk to me more often if you're having problems, you need support. And again, it's basically take away the objections you've always had relating to exercise, relating to getting results. And that's what this is all geared to do. So yeah, what these ladies basically do is they keep food diaries every week, and that'll change in the new year also, as I say now. Everyone will fill out the same form in the new year. All current ladies in DMIC what will go next year that are doing the food diaries now, what they've been doing is sending emails every week, which has been a bit hard to kind of track and hard for them to probably do. So what I'm going to do is have a template every week, a form you fill in every week. You'll get it, you know, it'll be accessible every week. You fill it every Friday. I basically read out track what you've been having every day from week to week. So if I can't track what you're eating and you don't know what you're eating, then how can you get better results? You know, if you're just throwing shit at the wall and hope it sticks, it's not going to work. I'm not saying don't be honest, because the ladies have been honest. When they have bad days, they say it. And it's important you do that. It's important you note it down, because you're not kidding yourself, you're not kidding me. You're not wasting your time, you're not wasting my time. So they take food diaries, they get measured every week. When I say measured, that doesn't mean weight, that means body measurements, arms, waist, hips, chest, legs, every single week. I might change that in the new year, I've not decided yet. I might look to change that in the new year and do it every month. I'm not too sure yet, because I just think every week just now, it's taking up a lot of time at the workouts every Monday. So I do this every Monday, basically, because so if it's on the Monday, you're conscious that at the weekend, you don't go mad for it at the weekend. Then if, say you had it on a Friday, you've got a few days to think, oh, I can work this off. Whereas if it's on a Monday every week, you're kind of always conscious about it, and you know you get measured every week. But what I've kind of been thinking is, if I do it every month, even if I'm still taking food diaries, you still be conscious of what you're eating all the time. So I'll maybe ask everyone that's currently doing it if they'd like to go. I'm also going to look to start taking body fat measurements, as well as the kind of tape measurements, body fat measurements, so you'll know what percentage body fat you've got. That'll be something else I'll look to go with in the new year. Again, so this is not stuff you'll get in our class, in our boot camp, even personal training. It's a whole package looking to, so you can enjoy your food, enjoy your exercise, and get great results. And I don't know why you wouldn't want to do that. So what do you get? You basically get a result. I'm not selling any ladies here that want to do it. I'm not selling you 3 sessions a week. I'm not selling you recipes. I'm not selling you a diet. I'm not selling you what to drink. I'm not selling you anything like that. Those are all tools in the whole process. What I'm selling is a result. So as I said before, some ladies are doing 2 sessions a week. Some ladies are doing 3 a week. So, and it's obviously stuff in their spare time as well. So these are the tools to get you there. The result's the main thing. So the whole 90-day plan I'm talking about, it says at the bottom, you get a blueprint, you get your progress measured, you get recipes, all that jazz, but you're accountable to your 90-day goal. So if you agree to sign up in the new year to the 90 days, 3 months, whatever you want to call it, I will hold you accountable to that goal. So if you're not getting there on track, on course, I'll ask you why. We'll look at why. And if there's an area we cut, then we can work at it. If everything's going good, if the progress is going good, then brilliant. So what we'll do is, every 30 days, we'll hold a webinar like this, and people get to air voice their frustrations, voice what they recat, and I'll answer you. If not, then in spare time during sessions. Oh, really sorry about this, Billy. This is cracking me up. So yeah, going back to, I'll hold you accountable. So every 30 days, every 60 days, then your 90 day, I'll hold you accountable to results. Whatever you tell me you want at the end of 90 days, that is your goal. That is your clarity, your vision, what you want. I will hold you accountable to that. So if you go alone, you can go alone, as I said before, but it's a bit harder to kind of push yourself every day. But if you've got other ladies in a similar situation that are doing it, you won't want to be the one that drops out. You won't want to be the one that falls back. So basically, 3 sessions a week. Those the times and days in your screen are the ones available. You basically can pick from 3. Most people have a main kind of class they attend, but if it's shift work's your problem, if you can do 7 a.m. one day, 5:45 p.m. another day, and 10 a.m. another day, you can do that. It's basically so you can make the 3 up. You've got 3 there. It's there to be taken. I've just got some questions, sorry. Right, let me work back from these questions. Hopefully you can all still hear me again. I'm sorry it's going again, it's cracking me up. Just changing Internet Friday, there's been no short of problems. What do you use to make smoothies in the morning? Hand blender or proper juicing machine? Just a blender, just a blender. The thing with a proper, like a Vitamixer are good, so it keeps the vitamins in, or NutriBullet, whatever you call them. Vitamix, NutriBullet, things like that, they're good. I've just got a Tefal sort of thing, like a blender. The thing with juicing is you kind of lose the nutrients out of it, which is the bad thing. So hope that answers your question. Burpees every day is hardly variety. Yeah, they'll still be there. What about every 2 weeks? You've gone again. Connection gone. Yeah. Well, the venues be the same. Venues. And I've got another question here. Where are the classes held? Good question, because I never wrote that down. Thanks for that. The classes will be at I'm saying classes. I don't call them classes. Right. So the 7 a.m. class you see in your screen here, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, that takes place at Highland House, behind Lorimer's, behind the BP garage, opposite the college in town. So Highland House in town. That's the 7 a.m. class and the 10 a.m. class. They are both held there. The 5:45 p.m. workouts on a Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Oh my goodness, this is crap. Sorry everyone, I realised I went again. Really sorry about this is really annoying me. It's never happened to me before one of these webinars. It's the first one I've done in the new Internet Fighter, so it's my fault. Sorry about that. Right. Metabolism boosting tablets, i.e. fat burners, are these good addition or just a waste of money and bad for you? I bet a lot of the ladies have tried these things. Yeah, metabolism boosting tablets or fat burners are terrible. They're bad for your health. They're banned in some states in America. They're pumped full of caffeine. You won't sleep when you take them, and you won't. In the grand scheme of things, you won't really burn body fat in a healthy way. So yeah, avoid them. Sorry for those ladies that have signed out. I wouldn't blame you. Don't come back, because this has been cracking me up as well. So yeah, answered the 5:45 p.m. class Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. That's it. Just now, for now, that is at the Thistle Hotel in Inverness, in Melbourne Road. Yet to confirm with them if they'll be continuing there in the new year, but the class will remain the same. The times and the days will stay the same. The venue, I'm pretty sure, will stay the same as well. Just for anybody asking. So yeah, 5:45, Thistle Hotel, Inverness, Melbourne Road. And the 7 a.m. class is at Highland House. The 10 a.m. class is at Highland House as well. Sandra, sorry. So 7 a.m., 10 a.m. Highland House, behind Lorimer's, behind the BP garage. 5:45 at the Thistle. Oh my God. Oh. I'm back. Sorry again, so sorry. This has been an absolute nightmare. The worst one I've done yet for connection. The best one I've had in attendance and the worst I've had in connection, so it's totally typical. Right, I'm going to crack into this. And hopefully I'll wait a minute for everyone to hopefully get signed back in. I'll get these slides up to date again. I think we lost a few people there. Don't blame them. Right. Any questions? So, do you pay at the start of every month? I'll go on to the payment side of it just now. What I'm going to go into now is basically what you get, as well as obviously all the other tools I mentioned before. What you'll also get is accountability. What I mean from accountability is I said I'll hold you accountable to your goals. You know, so whatever your 90-day goal is, I'll hold you accountable to that. If there's a weakness in it, we'll work at it. Accessibility, you'll get access to me all the time. So from a support point of view, if you've got any problems, any issues relating to your goal, anything that's getting in the way, I can help. Association, you're with like-minded ladies. You know, you can feed off each other, you can relate to each other, you can get a bit of banter, get a laugh. That's good. And then your action plan, as I said before, your action plan is key. You need to know what you want and go for it. Clarity in your goal is huge. So next, basically how the pricing of that of DMIC. So compared to personal training, I think, and I'm not totally sure, but the prices will be changing slightly in the year, and those will be £40 per session. Whereas in DMIC, you get it for £22.50 per week for 12 weeks. So that works out a total of £270. You can pay monthly, £90 per month over 3 months, or you can pay up front, either or. These links here, I will put on the 2 seconds. So I can copy. Yeah, so I don't know if you can scrape these links off your page and copy and paste them into your tab at the top, but if you want to sign up now, well, places are still there, because if all the current clients sign up, there will only be like 7 or 8 spaces left. I'm not sure just now. So yeah, £22.50. You know, what's £22.50 out of your week? You know, just now you might spend that on cigarettes, alcohol, nights out, takeaways. I don't know. I don't really need to value this because I think it's good value. Getting all you do for the 12-week period. And so you can pay up front, you can pay monthly. Either way, the sooner especially you put your down payment down, where it's £90 or it's £270, that's your place secure for 2015. Okay, so that's how that's going to work. And so after this, I can't guarantee after this that there was spaces still available, because I don't know how many are going to sign up, to be honest with you. I'm seeing their questions, but I'm just trying to find my cursor. Here we go. How annoying is that when you can't find your cursor? Right, there we go. Count me in for sure. Definitely sign up for January, but no more technical, so can't basically. If you're not sure, if you want to message me, if you want to give me a call, even if you want my number, it's 07585 363 532. So 07585 363 532. I will send the link in an email. So the £90, basically the £90 as soon as possible to secure a place. but I'll talk to you about that. You can do cash if you want. Either, yeah, cash is fine. If you want to pay by cash, that's fine. But if you want the link, the payment link, or if you want to know more, email me. If you want the payment link, then I will do it in an email. I'll do it in an email in the group, the Facebook group, and the email page as well. Where am I now? So yeah, any more questions to finish off? That would be good. No worries, that's fine. So yeah, if you're not sure, if there's anything you want to know, anything I've not covered that you're not too sure about, and you want to give me a message, most of you have my email address. You can email me. I said you can call me if you give me a message on 07585 363 532. And sorry, if you are if you're paid monthly, you kind of pay for the 3 months as well. It's just an option for a payment plan. You can either pay up front or you can pay monthly, but the cost is still the same if you want involved. I know people are getting missed out for holidays, like weeks here and there or days here and there, but it's just too complicated to try and work it differently, to be honest with you. Perfect. Any other questions anyone want to know? I said I'll do a quick email after this anyway. For anybody that's not too sure. No questions, right? So hopefully you'll enjoy this webinar. I'm sorry about the broadcast, the audio on the broadcast. That was a nightmare. Technology. But yeah, I will send an email out. I'll send a payment link out, an email in the Facebook group. And if you want to join, if you want to pay your £90 down payment, you're in. What I'll also be doing in between Christmas and New Year is I'll hold a day where everyone gets together as part of the course for the New Year, where everyone gets together. I'm looking at probably 29th of December. I'll be outside as well, and everyone gets together. We'll do a workout. Basically, just break the ice before we get cracking in the New Year. But apart from that, I think I've covered everything. Hopefully, you're all good with that. And I said, thanks for joining. Sorry about the problems. Thanks for taking time out of your night, and I will see you all later. Bye bye.